Not Heinz beans.
Beans, the musical fruit.
We've been 1080, but we're doing 4K now.
Whoa.
Cool.
Coming at you at 4K.
Do we?
What does the K stand
We
for?
need to.
I am just a big man.
James, we need to think about.
Looks like Dan's is a little lad. Why does it look like that?
I am quite a little person.
Yeah, he is smaller.
Well, I think maybe just further away from the table.
I'm slouching as well.
Dan's more tucked in.
Do you think we need some sort of skincare sponsor if we're going to be this close up?
Yeah, what's that stuff that the women use? Serum.
Moisturiser.
Serum.
Oh, yeah.
What is that? I know. I still don't. And it like plump your skin up or something, doesn't it? Serum. Sarah's always plumping her skin up.
And action.
What are we doing? We're telling people to come on the weekend away. Something more weekend.
Yes, because this year at the Something More weekend, we're going to be there again.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh.
You might have seen it
I had to
advertised,
form an
James.
invitation.
You're doing a seminar.
I don't think I am doing a seminar. I haven't been. No, I haven't been called up for that.
Ooh.
You have been called
Yeah.
up for that.
But we are doing.
Tell them about your seminar first.
Yeah, Dan,
I'm
tell us
doing-
about your seminar.
I'm going to do a very whistle-stop tour of church history. That's the plan in the seminar. But, that's why you're not doing the seminar. You just fall asleep at anything.
I might come to that. What day is that one on? I'm assuming the Saturday too.
I have to say, I don't know.
Okay,
But we are doing another Ask Us Anything live.
come on. That
I think there are other things happening, but
but
from our perspective, that is the central point.
absolutely.
What else is happening?
What else is happening, James? I think you might be just getting the website there.
Yeah, there is a website. It's thereissomethingmore.com/weekend. You can find out all the information there. It's happening on the 14th to the 17th of August in rural Warwickshire. That's good, isn't it, when
Very
you roll
good.
your R's on that? And it's for anyone who is a student in your 20s or 30s who wants to know more of Jesus and see him made known, as the website says.
Yeah.
Andy Prime is coming back to preach.
Returning.
Yeah, and he was great last year, and he's back again this year. I wonder if his hair would have grown any more. He was donning a Scottish top knot last time,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
there we go. And there's various things.
There's a lot going
the
on.
The food is amazing.
The food, that was a
basically-
highlight.
Yeah, I basically just go for a bit of food.
The food.
Yeah, is the coffee van going to be there? The same bloke,
The little red car.
the little red car.
That was great. Lovely
serving
coffee.
coffee out of the back of his car.
Great people.
Great food.
Great
Some
content.
decent seminars. And the Ask Us Anything
There was
live.
one big miss with the seminars, I feel.
Yeah. Anyway, not that I'm bitter.
Yeah.
Ask Us Anything live.
Yeah.
We will talk about 3 or 4 questions.
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
4 or 5 questions. Okay. Get your
Live,
money's
live
worth.
audience, live interaction, live snacks.
Donuts being launched from the front as it was last year. So hey, it's great fun.
Remind us of the dates.
14th to the 17th of August.
Brilliant. In Snitterfield, I think it's called.
Yep.
Wonderful. Be there. We're going to be there. Why would you not
Yeah.
come along?
How do you want us to end this?
Just like that.
I am going to sneeze in a minute. I don't want that to be part of it.
Okie dokie. Are you rolling? Are we rolling? We are rolling. Thank for that. That will make. That'll all become clear in a moment. Oh dear.
Welcome, everyone, to yet another episode of Ask Us Anything, the podcast, where we talk about your questions on life, faith, and everything in between. We love to get your questions.
Should we do names
And
for
we
the
answer them.
new listeners?
My name is Dan Hames. I'm Vice President of Union, married to Sarah. I live just outside Oxford, but I'm here in Bristol today with...
James, also married to Sarah.
different one.
Yep. Sorry. Yes, different one. Slightly shorter than yours. Your Sarah is average height, I'd say. My Sarah is shorter than average height. Anyway, there you go. How fascinating for everyone. Dan, we enjoy getting people's questions.
We do.
And full disclosure, the last couple of episodes have been really good, but we've probably rattled on for a while. So we've said we're going to choose one which we hope will be a bit shorter and a bit punchier. So what is the question?
Today we're thinking about the question: should Christians swear?
Yeah, because obviously Christians can swear.
They can. Yeah,
but should they?
Should they?
Should we talk about our favourite swear words? Oh dear, sorry. I do like calling people a tool, though. To be fair.
I see. I have to say, when you started saying I do like calling people, I just thought,
yeah,
what is going to happen?
Yeah, no, sorry. Okay, well, this is clearly a question that this is something that people don't quite know what to do with, do they?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? And it's partly because of how language morphs and evolves and is different in different contexts, which makes this complicated. So on the one hand, Scripture is pretty clear. So I just turned up Ephesians 5, verse 4, which says, "Let there be no filthiness, nor foolish talk, nor crude joking, which are out of place.
Yeah.
But instead, let there be thanksgiving." Which is pretty straight down the line, and I have to say, as I read that, I think, well, I've fallen foul of that very, very frequently.
Yeah.
Foolish talk, crude joking, and particularly the contrast is with Thanksgiving, which is an interesting contrast to make, right? Is your mind and therefore your mouth, and actually below all your heart, full more of just dwelling on what's crude and rude, and it gets a bit of a guilty laugh out of people, or you just overflowing with thanksgiving to the Lord? That's a challenge to me, but it's a very straight down the line verse, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's you can't really get any clearer than that, can you? Ephesians 5 verse 4. Just don't do that, but instead be full of thanksgiving to the Lord, almost like be full of praise and prayer, rather than sort of living in the gutter in your... I mean, Jesus is very clear, isn't he, that out of the overflow of the heart that the mouth speaks. And so what you say reveals where your heart is. I guess the question is getting at something a bit technical, though, is it? You know, what language is and isn't appropriate. You know, we're sometimes aware of slightly different boundaries in different places.
I mean, the Bible is pretty clear around using God's name in vain. That's in the commandments. That has been not an entertaining conversation to have, but with our daughter Maddie, we've talked about language and, you know, saying "oh my God," etc. And, you know, her friends say it, and her, you know, she will hear her friends' parents saying it, and every time she says it, she, you know, her eyes just like she utter shock that someone has said that. And then of course we've had to then work out like what songs are played on at home on Spotify, and, you know, we've had to talk her through that. So that's been a live one. From a kind of biblical standpoint feels like fairly clear cut, and obviously behind the taking the Lord's name in vain is almost like using God as a kind of throwaway expression, or, you an irreverence towards God.
Yep.
As it were.
I've been aware of that actually with on TV recently. Sarah and I quite enjoy, a kind of a police or crime drama series. Yeah, we're quite partial to that. And just I've noticed in the last few weeks, different ones we've just tried, just how often, particularly Jesus' name, is just used as an exclamation, as a swear word, as a, like you say, it's just a throwaway. It's not, and it's interesting, like Maddie's reaction to be like a bit taken aback by it makes your hackles go up. I've noticed that particularly when it's Jesus' name.
Yeah.
That seems like in a category of its own, doesn't it? That.
Yeah, and I think you're right when you say the issue is not about kind of constructing the banned word list. It's the kind of it's the heart behind it. But I do think then it's important just to think about that, and part of it is, I think, for your own good and for your own heart, kind of, what are you filling your heart and mind with, and that then comes out in the way that you behave and the way that you speak. But also, for me, it's more about what you're encouraging in other people and people's perception of you, and essentially, are you living a distinctive life? I think that's what it. This question and other questions of a similar ilk around Christian living, I think it comes down to: is there anything different about you than the person next door? And I think how we speak and what we say matters. Yes,
it showcases what's happening internally, doesn't it? There is no magic goodness or badness to any words. So some of the words which are now considered rude, vulgar words in the English language, and it's interesting, isn't it? In English language, in English-speaking places, often the cultural lines of cultural propriety are often around basically body parts, sexual subjects, and basically bodily functions. That's often what we consider to be not polite subjects of discussion, and therefore our swear words are all around that. Some of our words for those things that today would be unrepeatable, hundreds of years ago were just fairly commonplace, everyday words for those things. And the meanings change, and there may be a day when words that we say relatively frequently today are regarded as impolite and rude and would offend your grandparents if you said them. There's nothing magic about that, but the way we use them does reveal what's happening inside. So just again, Jesus' words that is out of the overflow of the heart that the mouth speaks. When you're willing to offend somebody, or you almost want to play with possible offence to shock somebody, or you take words, subjects, because you're just wanting to fit in with other people who are doing it. That says a lot about your heart, and whether your heart's full of praise and thanksgiving to the Lord, wanting to bring glory to Him, or whether you're going along with the crowd and betraying your principles, or you're more interested in getting a cheap laugh. All of those things, it does come down to the heart, doesn't it? That's where the distinctiveness comes from.
Yeah. I genuinely don't get it when Christians swear. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. I wonder, what on earth is going on there? It runs very contrary to how I've been brought up, and also then, what that points to, and what's going on in people's lives at that point. So it does seem like, I don't know, it's like almost, I don't know.
Let me play devil's advocate with you. What would you say to the person who says, why are you being so judgmental? I feel like I can say whatever I want. I think my heart before the Lord's okay. That I don't think I'm doing anything particularly wrong. I'm free as a Christian to do whatever I want. you're just being quite narrow and a bit judgy. So maybe someone listening who's feeling a bit like that, like, oh, I wasn't expecting to be told. Don't you? What's your language? What would you say?
Well, I think probably there is some judgmentalness in there, so don't want to pretend that isn't mixed in. I just think it part of it's around like just self-awareness, and just because you're comfortable with it doesn't necessarily mean that those around you are.
Yes. And
you might have different people have different tolerances for different things, so you're broadening it out to just specific words in an office environment or whatever. Your tolerance level for banter in the office might be completely different to someone else's, and you might be able to give and take it well, but just because you can doesn't mean someone else can deal with it. And so I think sometimes we just need to take a bit of a look at ourselves and go, why am I saying these things, and what's the purpose of it? And are they building people up, and am I modeling something in a good and godly way? It doesn't mean that you then need to be all stuck up and, like you said, narrow and a bit sterile and a bit boring. But I think it's just, I don't know, that's what I sometimes feel like, somehow Christians that swear makes them somehow a bit more interesting. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
So that's all I'm getting at.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I've got friends who grew up in households and families where swearing was the norm. That wasn't my norm, so I know I've probably been conditioned in a particular way. I've got friends who that wasn't the case, and it's a challenge, and like there's I've got grace for that. So it's not really about like behavior change, but I think I'm probably speaking particularly to the people who I kind of feel like they should know better.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Maybe that's unfair. I don't know.
What comes to my mind is the end of Romans 14, when Paul talks about the way sometimes as believers, the church in Rome, they're tempted to pass judgment on one another based on eating, things that they do and don't eat. And Paul basically says in that particular situation that there's a kind of freedom for each person to decide what before the Lord they are comfortable with. And he says in actually Romans 14:14, I know and I'm persuaded in the Lord Jesus that nothing is unclean in itself. So for him, he's saying, I'm happy to eat whatever. I'm okay with that. I feel quite free with that, so I'm fine. But then he says, if your brother is grieved by what you eat, you are no longer walking in love. By what you eat, do not destroy the one for whom Christ died. So that's quite strong, isn't it? To say you might feel very confident and say, my language, the things I joke about, my conduct with my friends who aren't Christians, I'm very confident that it's fine. But it's possible that with that exercise of your freedom, you actually harm somebody, even a fellow Christian, and you're no longer walking in love. And so to feel a bit offended to be told maybe you should rein it in, that's not really a very good sign. The offence of doing that really ought to be a willingness to say, if you're persuaded this isn't right, even if I think I'm okay to do it, I'm gonna hang back out of love for you. That's a Christian way to exercise freedom.
Yeah,
I think that's quite important in a subject like this.
Yeah, nice. Any other thoughts you want to throw in there, Dan?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You kind of talked about how it relates to other people, but what about when you're on your own? Is it okay to swear out?
Oh, like under your breath or whatever, or you stub your toe and you...
Hit your thumb with a hammer.
Yeah.
in the garage.
Yeah. Good question.
I just think it all comes down again to what's in your heart. Anger, boiling, out of control frustration, resentment, that whatever, even if the words that come out flowing from that are very polite and acceptable, that's not good.
Yeah, because you could be really angry and say carrots, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did the words themselves have any kind of power?
Yeah, I don't think necessarily the words have power in and of themselves. Although I do like your point, Dan, around how swear words are often other words for like parts of the body, or because there's a kind of dehumanization of.
Yes. And they could, I guess the fact is whether it's very conscious and sort of explicitly done or not, you're constantly drawing people's attention to bodily functions or sexual body parts or whatever. It's like, is that a healthy thing just to be like just saying out loud the whole time because you stubbed your toe, or that the words aren't magic, but they're regarded as impolite in our culture for that reason. And other cultures have different taboo subjects and different swear words and slightly different sensitivities.
Yeah.
But part of the reason they feel naughty is because you're slightly crossing a boundary. And how loving and full of thanks and praise to God is that, even if you're on your own, that you're developing this habit, repeating cycle of that's the subject that you turn to when you're frustrated or angry or in pain or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's the outlet.
How healthy
that's
is
the
that?
way that you kind of... Yeah. That's the outlet for whatever pain or frustration you've just experienced, whether it is stubbing your toe or someone's really annoyed you.
Yeah.
So probably there is something. I haven't really thought about that before.
Yeah, even alone. You almost think you're safe, don't you? You're like, that's not going to hurt anybody. There's no one's going to be offended, and yet it may not be the most spiritually healthy thing at all to allow that habit.
I do think on this kind of thing, again the challenge to us all really is how we speak, think, and live. Are we doing those things knowing that the Lord is with us? And would we speak in such a way if we saw God in the room with us, if we knew He was with us or not? My prayer for myself and for us is that we would increasingly live knowing that the Lord is with us, and the more that we know that, the better witness we are going to be to those around us, but also just more in line with who we were made to be. So if that means that we need to take a bit of a check on our language and how we use it, then so be it. Yeah,
it's a great healthy thing to just question yourself, your own assumptions and habits, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Thanks. That was fascinating, challenging, and could be really good for all of our spiritual health and witness.
Yeah, wash your mouth out.
Thanks a lot, James.
Great chat, great question, and look forward to another one next week.
Bye.